Good evening and welcome to the 1 meter 50 KBC Bank and Verzekering class this evening in Belgium at the Mechelen Horse Show. They are running a bit late. We apologise for that. We'll be getting underway. The 40 riders representing 15 nations are rattling through on your screens. Longines FEI there. He's been in great form recently. Willem Vermeer, one of the 14 riders for Belgium in this competition. Kevin Jochems, we haven't seen him for a while at the World Cup shows. Edward Schmitz, he's going well for Switzerland. And now down to the last few. Peter Devos with the wonderful 14-year-old Claire Zed. Niels Brunsils, Jack Rava, BBS McGregor. And Emmanuel Gordiano, already on winning form here in Mechelen this week. Simon de Lestre, and that said 38 starters. I think we thought there were 40, so maybe a couple have come out, but I expect we'll hear that or gather that as the evening unfolds. So a few delays. The course is up and ready, and that's the first change to the start list, because that is not the world number 21 Christian Almond, it's the world number 1 Henrik von Eckermann. Henrik von Eckermann for Sweden with Iliana. And this is a very special show for the world number 1. He won his first ever World Cup qualifier here back in 2012. Course designer Eddie Gaismans for Belgium. Riders probably all been in a bit of a hurry tonight because things were delayed. And this new stable star for the world number 1, Iliana, only been together since February. Just a 9-year-old, but been jumping out of his skin. So the crowd's certainly down the sides of the arena, looking pretty packed out. Henrik. The riders didn't have a huge amount of time to familiarise themselves with the course. So looks Henrik looking as if he's taking trouble to just remind himself. And Iliana, who will soon settle down once she's on the way. 2 rounds, 1 meter 50 clears into the second round. It's the world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann with Iliana. Winners of the 155 Grand Prix in New York, and then again in Riyadh in October. And jumped a double clear, which you won't be doing tonight, but jumped a double clear in Stuttgart in the World Cup. This the 40th anniversary of the CSIO here at Mechelen. No show since 2019. She looked quite tense coming into the arena. She's obviously been jumping outdoors, but she has been jumping indoors a little while as well. Well, an uncharacteristic round from this wonderful 9-year-old mare, the new stable star for Henrik von Eckermann. (16 penalties). We haven't yet got the time allowed. We will just hopefully get that in a few moments' time. Now we go to the first of the three riders representing Switzerland. It's the world number 56. It's Brian Bulsinger. Brian Bulsinger riding Dubai Dubois Pinchet. And what a partnership they have become. This, of course, a big Longines FEI Jumping World Cup weekend in Mechelen. This the 8th of the 14 legs, which in a couple of days' time on the Friday. But this combination took the maximum 20 points at the first of those Western European legs in Oslo back in October. It's still clear. Trying to get hold of the time allowed so we can get an angle on it. The time set by Von Eckermann, 74.29. And that was a very, very slight rub, but that's 4 faults for the World Cup winner earlier this season. And the one down, 4 faults for Brian Bulsinger and Dubai Dubois Pinchet. So, the course set by Eddie Giesmans. And now whilst we wait for the time allowed, let's have a look at the 13 obstacles. There's 16 jumping efforts in the first of the 2 rounds here for the KBC Bank and Verzekering. Now we move to the world number 14, Jerome Geary, here riding the 12-year-old Holstein mare Christel. And it's the first show for this as a partnership. They were 6th in the BMW Masters yesterday. Christel formerly ridden by Max Sebrecht, and before that by Olivia Philipparts. Olivia Philipparts will be in the arena later on in this competition. Number 1 stands at 148, then there's Oxa at 145 by 150. 26.36 strides down to a 150 upright maximum. Left-hand turn down to the Oxa, then related distance, 23 metres to the double. 150 going in and a square 150 Oxa coming out. That's the 153 by 160. Left-handed down to the tallest vertical 153 on the course. 153 by 160, then right-handed to fence 9. Chase to get 6. That's 26.5 metres down to the beginning of the combination. .190 wide that spread, and down to the last 74.52, the one down, 4 faults. And 76 seconds the time allowed. So the first 3 competitors have all got comfortably within 76 seconds. And now for the Netherlands. Suze Keiten riding King Kong. Daffy Forney, 12-year-old gelding. Been together for a while, but a couple of years ago ridden by Vul Vermeer in the 7th. In a 145 Grand Prix in Kronenberg a couple of weeks ago. A tall vertical, 153. .31 meters down to that oxer. And coming in on 12, I said that 76 seconds looked a comfortable time, but a couple of time penalties to add to the 12 jumping penalties. So 14 penalties in all for Suze Keiten and King Kong Daffy Forney for the Netherlands. And now the sole representative for Finland, Mechelen, riding Ebelis, 10-year-old mare, building up to 1.50 m since July. Jumped together in the Helsinki World Cup a couple of months ago. Just came a bit tight off that corner. And that line's riding okay. So away off the first of the combination, so coming in on 8 penalties on the last line. Nearly 3 seconds inside the time, but on 8 penalties. So 8 penalties for Mechelen for Finland with Ebelis. Fifteen representatives of the host nation here in Mechelen in Belgium. And now one of those, the 21-year-old Thibault Philipparts, younger brother to the twins, Olivier and Nicola. So 3 brothers in this competition. Thibault Philipparts riding Cap de Marais. 10-year-old Self-France bred gelding. Got beaten into second place a couple of weeks ago in La Coruna in a speed class, but they were beaten by the world number 1 and the wonderful Glamour Girl. Perfect down that line. A little bit of a trip, but all back together. Oh, that was a late falling pole. Just getting a little bit strong. Fabulous down the combination. And pops over the last. And so the one fence down, so 4 faults, great time of 72.15 seconds, naturally very quick Cap de Marais. But the one fence down prevents them from going into the second round. Thibault Philipparts, Cap de Marais, 4 penalties. Frustration. Now for Norway. Victoria Gulliksen, riding her wonderful partner, Equine America Papa Roach. We haven't seen them to show since the World Cup show at Stuttgart in November, but a time off, a month off or so. Come here to attack the Longines qualifier on Friday. This competition tonight, I saw it written down somewhere that it was a qualifier for a qualifier for the qualifier, so to speak, but it is not actually. That's not the case. The 40 competitors for the World Cup qualifier are already listed on Longines timing. That was super. Clever over the Liverpool Oxer. And out. Papa Roach keen to keep going. Down to the last. The clock is looking very dicey, though. It's a great round, and my suspicion is that despite the one-time penalty, Victoria Gulliksen and Equine America Papa Roach will be very pleased with that round. So 2 penalties, in fact, 2-time penalties for Victoria Gulliksen and Equine America Papa Roach. And she is delighted. And I'm sure we'll be seeing them on Friday. They've done so well so far in the World Cup qualifiers, and Papa Roach looking as fresh as a daisy. So clear jumping, that's the first clear jumping round that we have had here. We've had 7 of the, I think it's 38 competitors. Start list change just prior to getting underway. 42 rather than the 44 we were expecting. Christian Arman didn't appear, he was due to be first to go. Now for Ireland. Thomas Ryan. Thomas Ryan, who represents Ireland, resides in Sweden with his partner Erika Schwartz, who will be coming in a few horses' time. Thomas Ryan riding Springfield 21. And this 9-year-old stallion has been doing extremely well. He's had a fence down here, but he has been jumping indoors very well. Helsinki finished 4th in the World Cup. In fact, we haven't seen him since Helsinki. Another one who's had a bit of a rest. There's a build-up to another qualifier on Friday. A little bit off that upright. That's 8 faults now. And 12 as the last part of the combination comes down. Usually over that spread. 1 meter 90 wide. And the 76, interesting, the 76 seconds that the first 3 competitors made it look comparatively easy, 2 or 3 seconds inside the time. We've now had 2 or 3 with time penalties, so 15 penalties in all for Thomas Ryan and Springfield 21. And the last comes down. Oh, okay. ...21 years old, representing Belgium, Thibaut Spitz. Here, riding King Van Essane. 12-year-old Belgian-bred stallion. Jumped well back in a couple of months ago in Brussels. Actually had a fence down at Rouen recently in a Grand Prix. That was 1 meter 55. All of a sudden, the 76 seconds time allowed doesn't look as comfortable as it first seemed. Super so far. 15 seconds to get home. Thibaut Spitz, King Van Essane. The clock is looking okay. Will this be our first clear? It is. Belgium into the jump off. That is a clear. Tibber Spitz, King Van Assen. 9 competitors gone. Our first clear. Just over a second inside the time allowed. Beautifully judged. Victoria Gullix in second place with those 2 time penalties, and then we get down to the 4 falters. But just Thibaut Spitz at the moment with the clear to go into the second of the 2 rounds of the KBC, Bank and Verzekering. And now the world number 4. It's Harry Smulders with Bingo de Park, who's been performing really well in the World Cup series. Harry, who's I say that I have a feeling that looks like Jos to me, but again there were some changes. Let's just have a look. Looks like Harry Smulders, the world number 4, isn't coming. He's actually had a really good show. He's had a couple of seconds already, Harry Smulders, but he's not arrived at the moment. It's Jos Verlooy for Belgium. Been jumping extremely well in the North American League. Jos Verlooy here riding the 14-year-old gelding Igor. Won over 600,000 euros together. And jumping in the World Cup qualifiers over in Toronto and Washington. Bidding to get to their 4th World Cup final. Full strides. And that is inside the time, and it's clear, and Belgium now 2 into the jump off. Jos Verlooy and his great partner Igor go into the jump off, so that's 2 clears, both for Belgium. Now for Germany and Dieter Dreyer riding Couscous. Another fairly recent partnership since the spring. Been really good at this level, consistent at 150, 155, both indoors and outdoors. naturally a very quick looking horse, Couscous, but he's certainly got scope. Ten seconds. I can hear some oohs from the crowd, but it looks okay, and the time is okay as well, and that's a lovely clear. There were some oohs and ahs from the crowd, but it stayed on 0. That's clear number 3 as Handy the Draft for Germany and Couscous go in to the second round. Now for Sweden, Erika Schwartz with Madonna, 10-year-old mare, Belgian bred. A couple of weeks ago, 2 top 10 finishes in Table A classes at Poznan. .5 metres going down to that combination from the 150 upright. This is looking really super and quick. That's the danger for the jump off. That's a very good round indeed. 71.77 seconds. Well inside the time. And clear, so that's a clear for Sweden. Erika Schwartz and Madonna go into the jump off. That's a happy kiss and cry area. The last 3 competitors all gone clear. Jos Verlooy, Hands the Dry, Erika Schwartz, and just before that, Thibaut Spitz for Belgium. That's 4 clears from the first 14 competitors. Now, Jeroen Appelen with Lunatic, the Korkenbeek. Been jumping outdoors successfully in the summer. 1m45, this of course 150. And in a fairly tight arena, it's a long arena. It's over 90 metres long. It's got a bit sloppy coming into that double. Well ridden. Oops, didn't get that 1m90 stretch. Oh, interesting, the last few athletes have all chased that 76 seconds. He's well inside the time. But he's got 8 penalties, so Jeroen Appelens for Belgium and Lunatic de Korkenbeek. 8 penalties. Nineteenth in the world rankings for the Netherlands. Gio Vrijling. Here riding 10-year-old Sanga's Idlebred stallion, Chambertino. Been together as a partnership for 6 months or so. Fairly new to this level. Been jumping both sides of the Atlantic. Placed in New York in September. That was 1m45. Looking at the horse entries, I see that Gio Vrijling is down to her brought Long John Silver, horse that he's done so well within the World Cup qualifiers. Just a joy to watch. This man spoke too soon. Liverpool Oxer 153 by 160. Coming in on 8. As I say, a fairly new partnership and fairly new at this level for Chambertino. So Gio Vrijling, Chambertino for the Netherlands. 8 faults. And the first of a couple of 9-year-olds in the class. It's for Austria's Christoph Oberner with the Holstein Gelding Cleon's Renegade. Jumped in London in the World Cup a couple of weeks ago, and a couple down. And of course he's 1m60. And of course he's just a 9-year-old, so at this level, fairly new again. perfect down that line. Hugging the hoardings around the arena to get as much space as he can to get to that difficult upright. This is a super round from the 9-year-old. Just now got his head in the air. Concentrate. And he's got a time penalty, but he would, I'm sure, will be very, very pleased with that round. I expect they'll be back in a couple of days' time in the Longines qualifier. So it's one time penalty, but it's clear jumping for Christophe Aubenas and Cleon's Renegade. It was a lovely round of jumping. Now the second of the three Philippart brothers. It's Olivier Philippart with Mr. Idle S. A 10-year-old, 8th in the BMW Masters yesterday. Jumped at the World Championship show in Herning in Denmark recently. Not actually in the World Championship, but finished third in the 1m45 competition there, and then jumped very well a couple of weeks ago in London, both at this level and another notch up in the 155. Belgium already with Thibaut Spitz and Jos Verlooy into the second round. Oh. I don't think we've seen that come down. Well, certainly not that often. Keeping up the pace. Got the 4 faults. But he'll be okay inside the time. In fact, he's spot on. Hit the clock at 76 seconds. That's the time allowed. And the one fence down, 4 faults. So 4 faults, Olivier Philippart and Mr. Idle S. Current clears Thibaut Spitz for Belgium, Jos Verlooy also for Belgium, Hans Niederdrahr for Germany, and Arika Schwartz for Sweden. That's the 4 clears at the moment. Now for Poland. Przemysław Konopacki with the Dutch 10-year-old mare, Home Run. Home Run, been jumping very efficiently at 1m50 recently. %33% clears at 150 the last half a dozen shows. And bags of energy and bags of height. That was half a metre higher than every fence. Very athletic indeed. Still clear. And down to the last. Should be plenty of time on the clock. He's got a couple of seconds in hand. And that is clear for Poland. Clear number 5. Przemysław Konopacki and home run into the second round. Now we go to Switzerland. Former world number 1 Pischwitzer riding Castellino. Two top 10 finishes at Spruce Meadows at this level in September. Pierce, a naturally very quick rider, one of the quicker riders on the circuit. Oh, that's flattened. We have now seen that happen a couple of times. Yeah, was off that ox up. So 8 on the board for Pischwitzer as he comes to the last line. And nothing to add as far as the clock is concerned, so completes with 8 penalties. Pischwitzer for Switzerland with Castellino. .152 by 155 wide. The Ox are going into 10. Fence 10 the first of the combination. Now for Belgium. Julian Masnova riding Gaga Ed Augustin. Just asked to have that pole checked. Been jumping 1.60 meter outside. Had one fence down in the Oslo World Cup. Partner Victoria Gullikson finished second there. Super so far for Jordi van Masnova. Belgium already with 2 in the jump off. It's the clock's going to be an issue. He's matched his partner's score. He's gone a lovely clear jumping round, but he's got 2 time penalties. There's Jordi van Masnova and Gaga Ed Augustine. 2 time penalties. Exactly the same as partner Victoria Gullikson. But a lovely jumping round from the Belgian. Now for France, Julien Epillard with a Celle Francais bred 9-year-old mare, Dubai du Cèdre. And of course it would be, despite a young horse, it would be a surprise if this combination had a time penalty. Only their 3rd show together. Only got the ride of just, or went to a show the first week of December. Oh, we just dragged that away. Well, he is in plenty of time. It is naturally very quick, but he's got that one fence down the first part of the combination, so that is 4 faults for Julien Epillard and the 9-year-old mare, Dubai du Cèdre. Halfway through the competition, clears from Thibaut Spitz and Jos Verlooy for Belgium. For Germany, Hans-Dieter Dreyer. For Sweden, Erika Schwartz. And for Poland, Przemysław Konopacki. now for the Netherlands. Longines riding Grand Dorado TN. Part of the NOP system in the Netherlands, this 11-year-old stallion. Performed brilliantly at the Stuttgart World Cup show in November. Finished 10th in the World Cup itself. .76 seconds the time allowed. Got to keep the pressure on. It's looking absolutely fine as he comes down to the last. Will this be a clear for the Netherlands? It is. And he's 3 seconds inside the time. Longines goes into the jump off with Grand Dorado TN. And that is clear, number 6. Well, a father and son combination in this competition. The KBC Bank and Verzekering. With the father, Koen Verrieke, riding the 12-year-old gelding, Arioso Dubois. Winners a couple of weeks ago in Liège. Also in the money a couple of weeks ago, or just after that, beginning of December, in Valence. On the winning team at the Nations Cup final back in October. That was on Casanova de la Pomme, not on Arioso Dubois. And that's 12 faults, just didn't get high enough. I think he's retiring. So retirement for Koen Verrieke and Arioso Dubois. We now go to Germany. Philipp Weishart with Croquant. 9-year-old. Gelding by Cannon. Winners of the German Masters in November. Partnership, the other one just been together for about 6 months. German Masters he won at Stuttgart. That was the one of 2 classes they won that weekend. It was a very light rub. Germany, who are currently represented by Handy to dry up in the second round. The 1 time penalty, but that's academic because 2 fences down, 9 faults, so 9 penalties in all. Into 19th place goes Philipp Weissart and Croquant for Germany. Now one of the big hopes for the hosts in Mechelen. Wilmerweer representing Belgium with IQ van het Stinger. And the winning Nations Cup team together at Falsterbo in July. Very consistent at this level. 36% clears at 1.50 m. Fifth in the 1.60 m Grand Prix in Geneva 3 weeks ago. Belgium, who came into this with 15. That upright's only been down once before. Off the corner there. It's 8 faults for the world number 30, Wilmerweer. Yeah, Belgium had 15 competitors in this competition. They've got 2 clears so far for the crowds to cheer. But I expect they will get 1 or 2 more. But Wilmerweer was one of those favourites to go into the second round, but he's on 8 faults. He's not rushing. He'll pick up time penalties. 14 penalties in all for Wilmerweer and IQ van het Stinger. $18 to go. 6 clears so far. Sole representative for Great Britain, Georgia Tame, riding Curiano Van Marie, Sangazzada-bred 11-year-old gelding by Cannabis. Georgia Tame, who is based in Belgium at the Carol Cox stables. Georgia Tame, who was in the European GB team Riesenbeck last year. It's just their 3rd show together. Carol Cox rode Curiano previously. Does not look the easiest of rides. Georgia Tame doing a really good job. A long way off that, but got that big spread. This is looking very good indeed for Georgia Tame, and she flies over the last. Plenty of time on the clock and goes into the jump-off. So Great Britain represented in the jump-off with their sole competitor in this class, Georgia Tame, Curiano Van Marie. And that is clear, number 7. So well ridden there by Georgia Tame, so clear number 7. Back to Belgium. Rick Hemmerich riding Morphine de Muse, 10-year-old Belgian bred gelding. Pine of Abderev. A winner at this level, in fact a slightly higher than this level, 155 outside in May. Ten years ago it was that Rick Hemmerich finished in the top 10 in the Longines World Cup final. Still perfect on the last line. Will this be clear number 3 for Belgium? Going to be close on the clock. He's getting a couple of time penalties, so clear jumping, but 2 time penalties for Rick Hemmerich and Morphine de Muse. Clears so far. Thibaut Spitz for Belgium. Jos Verlooy similarly for Belgium. Hans-Dieter Dreyer for Germany. Erika Schwartz for Sweden. Przemysław Konopacki for Poland. Willem Greve for the Netherlands, and for Great Britain, Georgia Tain. 16 still to come, and this is the first of the 2 rounds of the KBC Bank and Verzekering here at Mechelen. This day 2 of the 5 days of jumping at Mechelen. 40th year of this traditional end to the year. First show since 2019. Now for the Netherlands, Kevin Jochems riding La Costa. A very new partnership. Just Kevin started competing La Costa in October. A couple of years ago, ridden in a few classes by Jos Verlooy. One of the clears so far. Kevin Jochems, who made a big name for himself, winning the World Cup qualifier in Oslo last year. Quickly off that turn. He's definitely got the 76 seconds on his mind on those turns. Perfectly negotiated. A rub coming out of the combination, but it's still clear. Going to be tight on the clock. Will he get there? No, the one-time penalty. A very good jumping round, a frustration for Kevin Jochems and La Costa. So one-time penalty, clear jumping. A great round of jumping, but just outside that 76 seconds, 0.8 of a second. So one penalty, as we all now know the new rules, one penalty, 1 second or part thereof. We saw Koen Verrika earlier. We now have young Andres Verrika with Call Me de Moose. His father Koen also rides Call Me de Moose occasionally, his 10-year-old mare. Quite new to this level. I'm just thinking how well they were going and also keeping up the pace as well. But that's blown it for them. And the pace was absolutely fine, but that one fence down is 4 faults for Andres Verica for Belgium with Courmy de Moose. This was the pole of the Liverpool Oxer. We won't repeat what that looked like. Frustration, I think it was. Now for Switzerland. Moving up fairly rapidly through the world rankings. He's been in the top 40 for a while. Currently 43rd is Edward Schmitz for Switzerland with Garmin van der Nijs-Veldhoff. 10-year-old gelding by Chaka Chako. Second in the 160 Grand Prix 3 weeks ago, won in Prague in November, and now won over 800,000 euros. In the teams at the World Championships and at the Nations Cup final with Kuno. I'm already slightly worried about the time. Oh, that back, I think that's the first time that 1m90 spread has come down. He's going to pick up time penalties. But they don't, even at the young age they both are, they haven't got a lot to prove, these two, so that was 9 penalties in all for Edward Schmitz and Garmin van der Nijs-Veldhoff. Came down here, find it was this fence, just a slight rub over the spread. Former world number 1, currently 12th in the rankings for France, Kevin Stout with Dalu Blue PS. 9-year-old Oldenburg mare by Diorado's boy. And they have got a very good record at this level. Over 50% clears at 1m50. And that was a late falling pole, so that 53% might just be knocked by a percent or two. Long way off that Oxa. And finishes on 12 penalties. Kevin Stout, Diala Blue PS. 12 faults. 12 to go in this, the first of the 2 rounds of the KBC Bank and Verzekering. 7 clears so far. Let's quickly rattle through those. Thibaut Spitz for Belgium, followed by Jos Verlooy, also for Belgium. Hans-Dieter Dreyer for Germany. Arika Schwartz for Sweden. Presmislaw Konopaki for Poland. Willem Greve for the Netherlands. Georgia Tame for Great Britain. 12 left in the arena. Well, what a wonderful combination, and how well does this wonderful 14-year-old mare look. It's Claire's Head with Peter Devos. Slightly louder cheers and claps from the Belgian crowd. Team gold medalist from the European Championships back in 2019. Team bronze at the Olympic Games last year. Claire's Head, one of the real heroes of the sport. Helped a double clear in Riyadh recently. The clock looks good, the round looks great. This could be the 3rd clear for Belgium. Great to see Claire's Head in the jump off, and we will. Well judged, Peter Devos. Claire's Head, clear, number 8 here in Mechelen. So Belgium, 3-handed in the jump up at the moment. Belgium already still with some big names to come. Niels Brunsils, Nicola Philipparts will be last in, Gilles Thomas. But it's now back to the Netherlands. Lars Kirsten with Halilia. 4th in the 145 speed class last week in London, or 10 days ago. Trying to double clear in the 150 table A as well at London. And that arena there wouldn't be one of the biggest, despite the new venue XL. It is slightly larger than Olympia, but it's not huge. And this one long and narrow. Certainly keeping the pressure up on the time. And plenty of time as he comes down to the last. Still clear for the Netherlands. Super jump over the last. That's clear for Lars Kirsten and Halilia. Clear, number 9. And the Netherlands double-handed with Willem Greve also in the jump-off. 10 to go, 10 clears so far. Another one of the world's leading riders from Belgium, Niels Brunsils, riding Matador, 10-year-old gelding. Last time out, they haven't seen him for a month. And the last time they won a 155 Grand Prix at Valence. And just before that, 2 great finishes in Prague. Looking an absolute picture. Niels Brunsils, Matador for Belgium. Ooh, clever. The last line still clear. Plenty of time. This could be clear number 4 for Belgium. And it is 2 seconds inside the time. Clear jumping. Niels Brunsils, Matador. Clear number 10. Clear number 4 for Belgium. So Belgium represented by Thibaut Spitz, Jos Verlooy, Peter Devos, and now Niels Brunsils. Now for Ireland, Jack Ryan. (21 years old), riding the 10-year-old BBS McGregor. Part of the Irish team, this combination at the Nations Cup final in October. Jumped really well at in the outdoor season. Very efficient round that turn. And unfortunately not so over the Liverpool Oxer. And indeed, it was a very quick time, but it has that one fence down. So 4 penalties for Jack Run and BBS McGregor for Ireland into 18th place. Eight left to come in this, the first of the 2 rounds. 10 clears so far. And now for Germany, it's the world number 7. It's Daniel Deusser with Bingo Sterhimmel. Last time we saw them was in La Coruna at the World Cup qualifier. And just prior to that, they finished second in the Madrid qualifier. Also doing very well the other side of the Atlantic. 2 second places in September in Calgary. In fact, Harry Smulders had this horse for a short period, but that was when he was a 6-year-old, now 11-year-old. And that was a very big jump. That was showing the scope. As I say, this class is not a qualifier for the World Cup on Friday. What I was about to say was this is looking a very good warm-up indeed, with the 1 fence down. Still a great warm-up. Just starting to rush a little toward the end of the course, but I'm sure we'll be seeing them on Friday in the Longines qualifier. 4 faults for the former world number 1 Daniel Deusser and Bingo Sterhimmel. Another opportunity for Belgium. It's Carol Cox with E Matres TVH by Emerald. And that's gone, the Oxer at fence 2. Well, I'm going to say the second part of the course going extremely well, but the last came down as well. So with the time penalty, a couple of time penalties, 15 in all for Carl Cox and E. Matresse TVH. Another popular combination on the world circuit of jumping. For Italy, Emmanuel Gordiano with his 13-year-old gelding Chalu. And together they've topped €1 million. Chalu, who's been incredibly consistent throughout the Longines FEI jumping qualifiers this season. Been to 4 previous qualifiers, presuming that he'll be jumping in the qualifier on Friday with Chalu, and got points at all 4, and that was a long way off that. Probably get a time penalty as well, but it's and the fence came down, so in fact not a sort of round that we would have expected to see from Chalu. They've been jumping so well, but I expect we'll see them again in a couple of days' time in the World Cup qualifier. Ten faults in all for Emmanuel Gordiano and Chalu for Italy. Well, the Netherlands were ready with double-handed in the jump-off. Another opportunity for the Netherlands. It's Kim Emmen with the Chaco Blue Stallion Delvo. 14 years old, 6 years together. Consistent outdoors at this level, winning classes at Nocker and more recently in Verbier. Feel the time's going to be tight. Oh, she'll be okay. Well, no, it might be quite tight, but she's had the fence down anyway. And just a tenth of a second inside the time, so well judged, but a fence down. 4 faults for Kim Emmen and Delvaux for the Netherlands. Ten clears, 4 to go. For Belgium, Gilles Thomas with Luna van het Denhoff. Well, in the top 30 in the world, he's just 24 years old. A few years ago, Belgium's Young Talent of the Year. And been courting the World Cup qualifiers with Luna van het Denhoff. And they have had a great partnership together. Medalist at juniors and young riders at championships. And bidding to get to his first ever World Cup final. He's certainly on his way. Look at that timing, half a second inside the time, beautifully jumped, and that's another clear for Belgium, and that's a total of 11 clears with 3 left to go in this, the KBC Bank and Verzekering. So just Belgium now with 5 out of the 11 in the jump off, looking good for the crowds in Mechelen. For Denmark, Emil Hallenbeek riding just a 9-year-old Dutch bred stallion, Erwin. Been together since Erwin was a 7-year-old. Last year, up to last year, they actually lived in Belgium. Now moved back to Denmark. Runs stables with his young rider European jumping medalist sister Clara. Both brother and sister, young rider medalists. And that's 8 faults now as they come turn to the last line. Oh, just run out of the wall. Owen, who's just 9, so obviously wouldn't have had huge amounts of experience at this level. And completes with several time penalties. There are 27 penalties in all for Emil Hallenbeek and Erwin for Denmark. Two left, 11 clears so far. For France, former world number 1, currently still in the top 10. In 7th, it's Simon de Lestre with another 9-year-old. This is Dexter Fontinis. Zangazada bred by Diarado. $18 months with Simon. Simon, who won the BMW Masters yesterday. The prize of a BMW motorcar. Good start to the weekend. Back in July they won the 155 Grand Prix at Valkenswaard. Double clear at the Nations Cup competition in Barcelona, not in the Nations Cup, but in one of the other competitions at the Royal Club de Polo. What a brilliant round from a 9-year-old. Absolutely superb. That looked confident all the way. That was going to be clear. So clear number 12, Simon de Lestre and Dexter Fontinis go into the jump-off. Last of the 42 competitors in the arena in Mechelen for this 1m50 KBC Bangby Verzekering. 12 clears so far, 5 of the 12 representing Belgium. And now the third of the Philippaerts brothers. Nicola Philippaerts with H&M, Luna van der Rijtershof. Well, a month ago they were third in the Grand Prix in Stockholm. Brother Olivier was just above him in second place. That was won by Peter Fredriksson. Belgium looking for their 6th clear. Kept the pace up. It's looking good. Pops down that line. 10 seconds. Will this be another clear for Belgium? It's up and over the last. The timing's perfect. Second inside the time. The jumping was excellent. That's another clear. Clear number 13. Nicola Philipparts, H&M, Luna van der Rijdershof in to the second round. "13 of the 42 competitors make it into the second round. And the home crowd in Mechelen have really got something to cheer about. Tibet Spitz, Jos Verlooy, Hansley de Dreyer, Erika Schwartz, Previslaw Konopaki, Willem Greve, Georgia Tame, Peter Devos, Lars Kirsten, Niels Brunsils, Gilles Thomas, Simon de Lestre and Nicola Philipparts. Those are the 13 clears, just the one-time penalties of Christophe Ovenaar and Kevin Jochems, and then 3 on 2-time penalties before you go down to the 4 falters. But let's focus on those in the jump-off. Nicola Philipparts will be last in of the 13, and we'll have a break for a few moments, and it will be Thibaut Spitz who will be first in, representing one of the 6 of the 13 for Belgium in this jump-off. We'll be right back for the jump-off of the KBC Bank de Verzekering in a few moments' time. Welcome back to the second of the two rounds of the KBC Bank and Verzekering here in Mechelen. It's 1 meter 50, it's table A. There are 13 in the jump off, 6 representing Belgium. Thibaut Spitz is first in for Belgium with King van Assen. The course, they start with the first part of what was the double, that was 5A. They go from 5A to 6, 7, 8, the same line as the first round. Then they miss out where there was fence time. They go straight from 8 to 10. That's 10A and B, the first two parts of the combination, not part C. Then they go left-handed to a new fence at 15. And then they run down to 16, which is a straight line to the side of the arena. 6 for Belgium, 2 for the Netherlands, 1 apiece for Germany, Sweden, Poland, Great Britain and France. Thibaut Spitz with King van Assen. So this was the first part of the double. And this is a familiar line now, 6, 7, 8. And now they go back to the first two parts of the combination. Flies over that. Great shot. Great turn. Now a new fence. This is 15 and then a straight rush. From that Oxer, it's gone down to the last of 1 meter 50, the upright. The BMW and the last two have gone. 2 down, 8 faults for Thibaut Spitz. His time 37.07 seconds. It looked like a very quick time, but obviously he had the 2 fences down. We stay with the hosts in Mechelen. It's Jos Verlooy with a 14-year-old gelding, Igor. Well, these two have been together in this situation many times before. Eight down to fence 6. Good turn back to 7. Seven strides down to the Oxer. Now another tight turn. Switch back. There's a rub, but I think it's still there. And a great shot at the last, 36.85. And clear for Jos Verlooy, 36.85. Of course, into the lead with the 2 down from Thibaut Spitz. There might have been a stride somewhere there, maybe quarter of a second, half a second, possibly available, but let's see. 36.85 the time set by Jos Verlooy. Now to Germany. Hans-Dieter Dreyer with the 10-year-old Couscous. Did that at 8. Couscous, of course, considerably younger in years than Igor. It's a great round. And so that fence is gone. It's 4 faults. Well, goes into second place. Look at the time, 36.67 seconds. That was deceiving. That was a quicker time than Jos Verlooy, but the one fence down, the last down. So 0.2 of a second taken off the time by Hans-Dieter Dreyer. Jos Verlooy's time, that is, of 36.85. The current leader now for Sweden, Erika Schwartz with Madonna. Brilliant. This is going to be very close indeed. This could be a very big moment. It's going to be close. 37.84, the second outside the time, but a brilliant round from Erika Schwartz and Madonna for Sweden into second place with 37.84. So 36.85 the time set by the Belgian Jos Verlooy, still the current leader. 4 of the 13 gone. To Poland, Przemysław Konopacki with home run. And they look naturally fast in the first round. Oh, he just hurdled that upright, didn't have the respect for it. The speed made the penalty. What a turn there. This is going to be quick. Well, it's a winning time, but a fence down. A 4 faults, but a very quick time of 36.53 for Previsoi and Konopaki with home run. Home run is just a 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare. I think we're going to see home run winning some jump-offs in the near future. Willem Greve for the Netherlands with Grand Dorado TN. 36.85, still the time set by Jos Verlooy. This critical. One to go. Willem Greve for the Netherlands. Up and over. Surely it's a winning time. He's into the lead. 35.82 goes Willem Greve and Grand Dorado TN for the Netherlands. A new leader. And that penultimate turn must have shaved half a second off the time. Brilliant turns from Willem Greve. Grand Dorado TN, 35.82, the new leader. For Great Britain, Georgia Tame with Curiano Van Marie. Based in Belgium, a local show for Georgia Tame. 35.82. Took a stride out. .82. It's going to be very close. Risked it at the last. 36.43.6 of a second outside the time, but goes into second place. Georgia Tame with Curiano Van Mull into second, 36.43. Seven of the 13 clears. 6 to go. Willem Greve, 35.82. Current leader for the Netherlands with Grand Dorado TN. .61 of a second prevented Georgia Tame from going into the number one spot. A great round from the Brit. Now, another hope for Belgium. Peter de Vos with the wonderful Claire Z. This could be very special if they bring home first prize here. It's going to be very tight indeed. Flies the last. 35.67 seconds. 0.15 per second into second place goes Peter de Vos and the wonderful 14-year-old mare Claire Z. Into first place, I do apologise. 0.15 of a second. What a fabulous combination. Team bronze medalist at the Olympic Games in front of a home crowd here into the lead. What a treat to see this combination. Five to go, three of them for Belgium, but Belgium in the driving seat with Peter de Vos and Claire Z. 35.67 for the Netherlands. Can Lars Kirsten snatch back the lead that Willem Greve had until we saw Peter de Vos and Claire Z? Lars Kirsten, Halilia. Steady, just a 10-year-old. Again, it's going to be close. 35.67 seconds. We've got a new leader. Well, this just gets more and more incredible as the crowds in Mechelen show their appreciation as Lars Kirsten with Halilia for the Netherlands. They do snatch back the lead from Peter de Vos from Belgium. The Netherlands back into the lead with Lars Kirsten and Halilia. And it's not over by a long way. Halilia, just a 10-year-old. This mare, Dutch bred by VDL Girocco Blue, and currently in the lead in the KBC Bank and Verzekering in Mechelen. Another 10-year-old, but it's Niels Bruynseels. And he knows all about speed. Belgium bidding to take it back off the Netherlands. Oh, it's gone. But it's all about risks. Lovely smooth turn that was down to the penultimate fence. Just took a pull coming to the last, but 35.78 with the 4 faults goes into 7th place. And that would have been in 3rd place had that been clear. So into 7th goes Niels Brunsils and Matador for Belgium. So the lead has gone from the Netherlands to Belgium. Back to the Netherlands. 2 riders for Belgium still to come, and also a very dangerous man from France in Simon de Lestria. The first of the pair for Belgium, Gilles Thomas, Luna van Heidenhoff. 35.31. Right, the tricky Liverpool Oxer out of the way. Oh, no, just didn't get the shot that he wanted. Luna van Heidenhoff is jumping so well in the World Cup series. I'm sure we'll see them in a couple of days' time. Well, completes with, because obviously with the time, 15 penalties. 2 to go. Current leader, Lars Kirsten Halilia, 35.31. And that was really good until this point. Well, it's Nicola Philippaerts. We were expecting Simon de Lestria for France, so I don't know what the situation is there. Maybe he's decided just not to come forward with Dexter Fontinas. But if we get any information, we will let you know. But it may well be he's just withdrawn and retired at this stage, which means it's down to the show. Victory away from the Netherlands here for Belgium. 35.31. Crowds are now really getting behind Nicola Philippas. This is looking very, very fast. Now he's got to turn and really go. Down to the last. It's 35.31. It's going to be very close indeed. It's a second outside the time. It's 36.28 for Nicola Philippas and H&M Luna van der Rijdershof into fourth place. They go in the KBC Bank and Verzekering here in Mechelen. I was just waiting to see. It looks like we're not going to see Simon de Lestre, because I was wondering if he's perhaps just coming in as last in, but not to be. And the winner of the 1m50 2 rounds of the KBC Bank to Verzekering is, and there is Father Ludo, is Lars Kirsten with Halelia for the Netherlands. In second place, Peter Devos with the wonderful Claire Z. In third, Willem Grave, Grand Dorado TN. So Netherlands first and third. Belgium in fourth place with Nicola Philippas and H&M Luna van der Rijdershof. Georgia Tame for Great Britain in fifth, and Kiriana van der Maria Z. Jos Verlooy with Igor in sixth place. Erika Schwartz with Madonna for Sweden in seventh. And they were the double clears. Then eighth, Niels Prinsils of Matador in eighth place. Przemysław Konopacki with home run for Poland in ninth. And in 10th place, Hans Dieter Dreyer for Germany with Couscous. But it's all about Lars Kirsten and Halelia for the Netherlands take the KBC Bank and Verzekering here in Mechelen. A build-up to the Longines FEI jumping World Cup qualifier on Friday. Many of these competitors will be back on Friday for that qualifier. That is live in Belgium, Belgian time at 1500 hours. The 9th of the 14 qualifiers for the Western European League of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. That will be right back on Friday. But for tonight, it's congratulations to Lars Kirsten and Halelia for the Netherlands for his victory here in the stadium at Mechelen. We'll be right back over the weekend. Wherever you are, stay safe. Happy Christmas. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen, dames en heren. Het is de CEO van KBC Bank en Verzekeringen die wordt binnengebracht in de gloednieuwe BMW 7-reeks. Meer specifiek de BMW i7, vol elegantie, sportiviteit en entertainment. Maar deze man heeft ons fantastisch entertainment geschonken. Hier is uw winnaar uit Nederland, Pieter Kersten. Dames en heren, de prijsuitreiking van de prijs Bank en Verzekering. Een zinderende barrage met 13 deelnemers. En tot op het einde bleef het spannend en werd er gestreden op deze prestigieuze prijs Bank en Verzekeringen. Enigszins teleurgesteld dat we geen Belgische winnaar hebben, maar anderzijds is de winnaar wel meer dan verdiend. En hij verdient dan ook uw applaus. Als hij een stapje naar voren maakt, geeft u hem een warm welkom. De winnaar uit Nederland, niemand minder dan Lars Kersten. En zo, dames en heren, met Lars Kersten netjes opgesteld tussen de staanders van KBC Bank en Verzekeringen, vraag ik u heel beleefd en vriendelijk om te gaan staan. Want we gaan luisteren naar het Wilhelmus van Oranje, het Nederlandse volkslied. Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you all to be upstanding as we will now be listening to the Dutch national anthem. Fenomenale Lars Kersten met Halilea. Ik nodig heel graag meneer David Moucheron uit als CEO van KBC Belgium. Hij heeft een prachtige trofee voor Halilea en voor Lars Kersten. Het familieverhaal. Het verhaal van Jumping Mechelen, waar families samenkomen op het einde van het jaar. Wel, dit familieverhaal met Halilea en Lars. De merrie zelf gefokt door zijn vader Pieter Kersten. En nu weer groot succes op 5-ster niveau met de zoon, met Lars. Ik nodig heel graag meneer Clémence Gietekatten uit om de stalplaten aan te bieden aan Lars Kersten en Halilea. Meneer Gietekatten als lid van ons organiserend comité, het comité Jumping Mechelen. Een man die topsport absoluut naar waarde kan schatten. Meneer Koen Verhamme is bij ons. Fijn dat u ook na zoveel jaar en na corona weer bij ons bent. Koen Verhamme in naam van hoofdsponsoring KBC met de prachtige cheque €6.375 wordt gestort op de KBC-rekening van Lars Kersten. We gaan verder, dames en heren, in deze prijsuitreiking. En daar staat hij opgesteld in alle rust. De rust zelf. Maar ze heeft alles gegeven. Hij stond op de tweede plaats. Met zijn fantastische merrie. Met Claire Z. Onze beste Belg in de prijs. KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Pieter de Bos. Nederland komt uitstekend uit de verf, want daar is met Grando Rado TNNOP Willem Greven. En dan weer naar België met onze Belgische kampioen H&M Luna van Ruitershof en Nicolas Philippaerts. Nummer 5, Groot-Brittannië, de beste Amazone, meer dan applauswaardig Curiano van Marlezet, Georgia Tane. En ook daar is een lid van de kampioenenploeg. Daar is Igor, daar is België, daar is Jos Verlooy. En u weet het, dames en heren. Het is een hele bijzondere editie van Vlaanderen's Kerstjumping. We vieren 40 jaar Jumping Mechelen. De eerste editie na 2 corona-edities. Maar 40 jaar Jumping Mechelen betekent ook 40 jaar Jumping Mechelen en KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Het is ook een happy birthday voor KBC, want al 40 jaar lang zijn zij partner van Jumping Mechelen. En dat is toch wel meer dan een applaus waardig, denk ik. Daarom is er een aandenken, een teken van appreciatie uit de handen van mevrouw Jolande Wouters voor meneer David Moucheron, de CEO van KBC België. 40 jaar lang. Jaar lang staat KBC Bank en Verzekeringen achter Jumping Mechelen. De ganse groei van Jumping Mechelen hebben ze meegemaakt tot op dit hoogtepunt. En ook doorheen de moeilijke tijden, doorheen corona, is KBC Bank en Verzekeringen achter Jumping Mechelen blijven staan. En dat willen we hier nog eens stevig onderstrepen. Maar de man die zijn superioriteit vanavond heeft onderstreept, is een Nederlander, een jong talent waar we dit weekend, maar ook in komende jaren nog bijzonder veel gaan horen. Hij mag zijn ereronde inzetten en hij wacht enkel en alleen nog op uw applaus uit Nederland. Uw winnaar, Halilea, Lars Kersten. Eén keer met z'n allen Jumping Mechelen, uw winnaar, prijs KBC, Lars Kersten. Dit was hem, dames en heren. Dit was alweer de derde dag van Vlaanderen's Kerstjumping, de Memorial Erik Wouters. Fijn dat u er zo talrijk en zo enthousiast bij was. Morgen is het de dag van de veiling. Morgen is het de dag van het vrijspringen. Morgen is het de dag van de grote prijs Topsport Vlaanderen. Graag tot morgen en kom veilig thuis.